Chapter 2 Content Mastery video. So, planning, hierarchy, and organizations. So, usually they're structured, they're top-down framework, aligning strategic, tactical, and operational goals to ensure the consistent and efficient execution of whatever job or task they are doing. So you have your strategic planning, so that's the top of the management. They set the long-term goals, the long-term visions, missions, just anything that is goal-related or achievement-based. They set those long-term ones to get everyone, involved, or to understand, oh, this is the project that we're working towards, and this is what we should be trying to reach. You have your tactical planning, which is like your middle management. That is basically, your strategic plans that are turned into actionable initiatives for departments or divisions. So that's just, giving action to the lower workers so they understand, oh, this is what I need to do. This is my task for the given day or for the given month, even the year. If it's one of those long-term goals that top management handed out to everyone. And then you have your operational planning. That's your lower management. So it focuses on the day-to-day, very specific tasks, and they have the procedures to execute tactical plans. So literally just your everyday tasks. If it's like a construction company, every single day they might have a different task, and that's what that operational planning is going to do. They're going to lay out the groundwork on what everyone's going to need to do for any given day, any given time, any given situation. So that's just kind of like the hierarchy on how everything works. I'm going to talk about now more, I'm going to be more detailed with it. The strategic planning, they define the what and the why. So they look at things that are going to be in the future, usually 3+ years, could be 10 for all we know. Something that they want to achieve in a longer span, though. Definitely something that isn't like a 6-month goal. Becoming the best construction company in the area. It's a 5-year plan probably, because they have to, dominate the market for 3+ years to become the best. So, it's different things like that. Their what and the why on what they need to achieve. Tactical planning. It definitely is to bridge the gap between, your operational and your strategic. It's the months to a year type of planning where you have your task that's going to take quite a while, but it's not going to be that 5-year plan, something that takes that long, or it's not going to be something that's, daily or weekly. It's going to be a longer kind of time, like 6 months is an example I thought of, where, it's something that will take you 6 months of time, and it's more tactical than, strategic, and it's definitely not operational since it's not day to day. And then your operational obviously is your daily, making sure that everything is executed to its greatest abilities for that given day, making sure everything is up to date. They work on the workflow management, scheduling, monitoring. They monitor your performance, making sure that you reach all your quotas, reach all your goals, reach all the goals that the company is trying to reach. Different things like that. So the development of organizational strategy is impacted by an ever-changing business environment. I obviously agree with that, since, the organizational strategy is hugely changed by the environment. If your environment goes from, something that's supposed to take 6 months and turns into a year, your day-to-day tasks are going to change, where they're going to become more weekly probably. Or, if that year task then turns into a 3-year thing, that's going to be something that you're going to be more strategic about, since you're going to have to strategically plan for it, since it's tripled in time and is going to take way longer than you originally expected. Markets will use a SWOT to get a better understanding of these changes. So, uh, marketers use SWOT to analyze um, and assess internal strengths and weaknesses. So they just kind of look at their company as a whole, and they understand, oh, this is what we're strong at, this is what we're weak at. Um, so they plan, they try to fix those issues that they have internally first before they go to outside people if they need to. They just make sure that they understand this is where our company is the weakest at the moment, and this is how we can strengthen it over the next incoming years. So SWOT analysis, purpose, and importance. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So understanding what your weaknesses are and your strengths is majorly important for any business or any company or anything in general, because understanding what you're good at and what you're bad at and working on your weaknesses and making sure your strengths stay just as strong are very vital to anybody. It's extremely important to me, even with baseball, and understanding what my strengths and weaknesses are. And then opportunities, understanding what you're given and what other companies might be given, so you understand, okay, this is the opportunity that we're receiving, it's better than what this company's receiving, and you're able to look at it as a positive or a negative, whatever. And then threats. If your company's receiving not as good of work compared to this other one that you feel like you should, you can see that company as a threat. Or, if the market is cooling down, if your business is just not as needed as it was before, that can definitely be a threat to your product and whatever you're doing. And then the 5 areas of Potter's 5 force that marketers keep their eye on. So the 5 forces is threat to new entrances or entrance. So it's how difficult it is for someone that is going to be your competitor to enter the market. Bargaining power of suppliers. So if the prices rise, or if they reduce from your quality good or your service, making sure that you're in market and making sure that you're not either losing money or you're not overcharging people where they're not going to want your business anymore. Bargaining power of buyers, so from the customers. So, making sure that your business is lower in prices and has increased service quality compared to other businesses, so they understand, oh, this is where I want to buy from. They provide good business and they do it at a reasonable price. Threat of substitute product or services. So seeing if there's any other products in the market that compare to yours, or if there's anyone that's trying to create something that's similar to yours, different things like that. And then intensity of competitive rivalry. So, the level of competition that the people around you already have. So if you're entering into the market, looking at this company and this other one making or seeing what their competitive market edge is and understanding, oh, this is what we have to compete with.